Alright, this is my rant video that I ended in the other video because the other video was getting way too long, and I know people don't want to watch my videos and for that long of a time. But here's my rant. Open tires. I get the tracks want to have the sponsorship to come in, and if the sponsorships ain't spending money on you, don't make it a single tire event or track. If a track or a sponsorship comes in and say, hey, I want you to run maxes only, please tell them no, that I'll add bonuses to the end of the race, or to the race, for whoever wins on maxes. So if it's $500 to win, you add an extra $100, $150 to $200 to that class to make, if somebody wins on maxes. Please do it that way. What else about tire rules? Man, now I want to build a rant video. I have nothing to rant about. Because I don't know if these tracks around here, I don't know if these tracks around here are getting sponsored by Maxxis, or Maxxis is just making everything a transfer to the Nationals, so they don't have to give out sponsor money. Because a lot of people's going to be like, oh man, I want to shoot for Maxxis National, so what are they going to do? They're going to go to that track and constantly race Maxxis and learn them, which they should if they're trying to go to the Nationals. That's why I don't, I'm not knocking any track that takes money from sponsors and want to try to do what the sponsor says, but you also got to remember, and this goes into my next rant, that you got to remember the other racers that just race for fun. They can care less about the Nationals. They can care less about, yeah, they'd like to win the money, but they don't want to, if they don't win the money, they're having fun driving around in circles with their family. That's it. So if they can come out and do that with a $114 set of tires, let them. Because they paid your gate fee, they paid your entry fee, they probably bought food from you, and all of that. They brought family members in to watch, family members to race each other in a certain class. So let them. If I want to come down there and race Cobras at every money race, every class, and everybody says Cobras suck, you'll never win on them, so why not care that I run on them? That's the other argument too. If you're saying Maxes are always going to be faster than this and I'll never be able to win, then why do you care? I mean, people are going to say, well, you're out there on a tire that you're not supposed to be and you're going to wreck and crash and cause other people. They break the rules on different shit all the time. Trying to keep it friendly. They break the rules and change the rules for the stuff all the time. It's like if not enough people don't show up in one class, they shove them all into another. Stock heavy, stock light, or stock medium. If they don't have enough, they'll shove them all into one class and let them race that way. So you got people racing at 325, 350, and 375 in one class because they're trying to get the night over and going, which I understand. If I showed up and I was racing medium and I didn't have enough people in my class, I was the only one, I'd want to run heavy or light just to be able to race. Going to the tracks and they allow kids to run in the adult classes because there was no kids that showed up. Kid goes out there and wrecks half the field. Seen it. Happened at Nashville. Already seen it, been part of it. So I don't want, don't come in and say, hey, well, you're out there. I paid to get in. I paid to race. The tire that I'm running shouldn't matter unless it's part of the rules, which it is at tracks. I've already said in my other video that I'll probably go to Burt's because they're made in America. Everybody's on this big made in America trip now after the COVID-19 has shut everything down. But you're still running Taiwan tires, you're running motors made in China. Half the parts on your go-kart are made from China, and I know you can't control all of that at once. A lot of that stuff is out of your control. Burrs are made in America. I don't know how much or the percentage of the parts that are made on the Briggs & Stratton anymore are made in America. Most of your kart manufacturers are made in America with bearings here and there and certain things coming from outside. That's kind of what I'm saying is that you can't control it all. But you can definitely control the tire that you run. Burrs, as far as I know, is 100% made in America. Taiwan. And that's my other thing. I think they come out of the same, or these Cobras came out of the old mold that the Burrs, or the Maxes used to come out of, because you start looking at them, they're pretty much word for word matching on the outside. Or they copied them pretty damn good. But there's a lot of rants that I have just from being in the pits and listening to people. A lot of people won't voice their opinion because they're afraid the track's going to judge them and not judge them fairly on the track. Don't care. As long as you don't fight me, as long as you don't try to fight up my kids or fight the person that I'm racing with, I don't care. Judges. We're there to race, have fun, and try to win the money. That's what I'm trying to get the point across, is that sometimes I don't want to spend $200 some odd for a set of tires. That's why I'm trying this whole new experiment on these. I'll probably go to Burst. Burst costs more, completely. You cannot argue that. But from what I'm understanding from the guys up north that I know that race up there, that they last all season. And sometimes the tires that you race 2 seasons ago come back and be faster than the ones you have that are brand new. And Max's might be the same way. I don't mind been racing that long. But that's another, rant. Engine builders. Who gives 2 shits? There I go again. I'm going to have to put a restriction on this video. Who gives 2 shits about the engine builder you have? Find one you like and stick with it. Because I will get the fact, or agree to the fact to a little bit, that tires are the biggest thing in the game that make you win. I've gone out and raced. Luca's biggest win of his racing career was at Jasper one night. We went out there, we were racing on tires that we had prepped, we had done, and I think about that time Daniel was helping us too. The tires that we had prepped. Went out, he qualified 4th. Tim found out that we were running one of his motors because I bought it off Daniel. He walks over, he goes, "If you're going to run my motors, you're going to win." Gives us a set of tires, and Luca goes out, goes from 4th to 10th because he got freight trained on the outside. Goes from 4th back to 3rd on the last lap. Coming out of the last turn, front 2 got tangled, and he goes off the win. To watch him dominate from the rear to the front to that point was just awesome. And it was the set of tires that we had because it was the same motor. Tim knows what he's doing on tires, so, that's what made us win. His horsepower and all the other stuff we done made us win too, but to turn a go-kart around and do nothing but change the set of tires is there. But, on the other hand, the other argument is, you give me a good set of tires and an illegal motor and I'm going to dominate. So don't say it's all tires. Don't justify somebody that's out there dominate all day long and say they must have their tire game down. Some of you tracks need to crack down on that. There's just no way sometimes it happens that somebody's going to go dominate, but there's going to be times that they're dominating with an illegal motor because their tire game ain't as good as everybody else's. The tracks need to crack down on that with their tech guys. You can tech my kart all you want. Tim's already guaranteed me it's going to pass tech, and if it doesn't, it's going to be because the motor was probably wore out, or it's hot, or the tech man didn't know what he was doing. I told him I didn't care how he built my motors as long as they're legal in every aspect of getting teched. And he promises they are. So, tech me all you want, I don't care. If we dominate one night, it's because we were good on our tire game or everybody around us was just completely off. What else? Tracks. You have to realize that we are thankful that you're open, but you got to be thankful that we're coming in. It's a 50-50 there, right there with that. If we didn't come and race, you'd have a circle in the dirt that you could see from Google Earth. Plain and simple. If you lost every racers tomorrow, that's what you would have. You'd have to sell off, reinvent your whole life around that track, and go on about your business. We can travel to a different track. It's how simple that is. Racers, you got to realize when you go to the track, there's always problems that's going to happen with the track because the track's dealing, sometimes when you go to Jasper, there's over 200 go-karts. 200 possible angry people would be there, so they have to control the anger of anybody that comes up and wants to be angry. Like, hey, sorry, this is the rules we had. If you didn't read them on the internet, then I'm sorry. If somebody didn't tell you the rules the right way, I'm sorry. But I have to stick this way because that's the way we wrote the rules. And that's another argument too in itself, is that we went to Rebel Speedway to run a $200 claimer, and we got there and one of the guys goes, I want to be clear that anybody in these motors in this class can be claimed for $200. And people were like, oh no, you ain't claiming my motor for $200. Well then why? Why are you in this class? We built a motor off of a motor that I gave Tim that we raced. We think up north. I've got so many motors, stock motors, we don't even know where it came from. That it needed honed out. The piston was scarred, and all this other stuff. We put it together. He put it together for 2 days out of parts that he had taken out of other motors. We raced it with a stock flywheel and all that to meet that $200 rule to go up there and race against guys that had $400 and $500 motors. And we actually did pretty good, even though ours was only 200 until the motor overheated. We couldn't run, and then I had to film a clone on there to run because hey, it's not a claimer anymore. Just go run. And I don't know what to tell you. You set a set of rules on the internet, abide by it. If you don't know the rules before you show up, kind of your fault. But what my rant about that is it's a 50-50. There is no 30-40 or 30 or 40, 60, ever how you want to split that percentage up, 10, 90. To me, it's 50-50. Show up to have fun and do what the track says. If the track gives you a bad call, walk away, because most likely you've done something that the track didn't catch and you got away with. Don't be mad that as soon as you get caught doing something wrong or got a bad call on you that it's instantly they're targeting you, because you probably raced 100 times, done 100 laps somewhere, and you never got caught on some of the bad stuff you did. Tracks. Remember, we as the racers need you to listen to us and understand that some of us want to race the cheap tires in every class. I might want to come down there 190 and just run all stock classes, and if I switch to Cobras, I can't do it. And that's it. That's it. Jasper, I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this video, but I'm pretty sure Jasper is Maxxis only, except for your run what you brung and the stock appearing class when it's part of Jody's series. And then Scotty just posted, or somebody asked a question, and Scotty is going to pull up the rules again. And according to Scotty, it's Maxxis across the board. And when I read through the rules, it didn't say about run what you brung, and all the other ones were open tire like he had the rules last year. And somebody's asking, he hasn't answered yet. So I'm going to show up there, and if he says no, I might just pack up and leave, because I've got a set of Maxxis in here that I could probably prep real quick and go. But that's not, not to be negative towards Scotty, but I have to pack up and leave, maybe to prove a point that you're losing a customer over a set of tires. And everybody's like, well, it's just a set of tires, go buy Maxxis. The price difference between these tires are going to cause you to lose a lot of customers. $130 some odd for a 4 set, $250 some odd I think for a 4 set for Maxxis. Don't quote me on those prices, I'd have to go look them up. But there is a huge difference between the two. Like I said, if I go to Burris only because they're made in America, and I was in the military, and then after this COVID-19, I want to make sure that people that are in America are making the money, and it's not being spun off somewhere else. Yes, there are plenty of local sellers that sell this. They are making money off of it. I agree with that. But if I go the other way, I'm sorry. That's how it needs to be sometimes. Like Ronnie up from Gabby sold me these tires. If I buy some more, I'll buy them from him. He was fast and quick, and he's an honest guy from what I know. So I'll buy from him if that's the way it is. As long as he's a dealer and he sells them, that's where I'll get my tires. I order a lot of my Maxxis off the internet because they are expensive, and I try to find the cheapest ones. Which now, if I start buying Maxxis, I'll go back to David because he's a local guy. He's trying to make a living, and I'll just buy them from him. I'll pay the little extra, and I can drive up and get them. Not pay that huge shipping fee. That's the other thing. You guys that are charging, dang it, can't think of the shop that I ordered it from. Sorry for spitting. But to send a set of tires to me was only 16 bucks. Some of this shipping that y'all charge 40 and some odd dollars for shipping tires, you need to figure out how they're doing it for 16. Because you're losing a lot of customers. Because that's what they say, order from this guy, he's cheap on shipping. I don't know if things are out of your control, but they've got it on lockdown when they will ship their tires out for $16 a box. Or $16 a set. What else? This was my rant video, and it's only to get people thinking. It's not to get people arguing at the track, because this is what Lynn said on the internet. I'm not trying to do that. This is what I've learned, this is what I've heard, and this is what I'm asking, tracks to do when, these big sponsors come in and say, hey, I want you to do this and do this only. Say, please, no. Sit down and negotiate with them. It's like, I'll take your money, or if you will still give me the money, this is what I'm going to do with it. I'll make the class this. If they win on your tires, I'll give them a bonus. I'm not going to just say flat out, no, let's make it one set of tires. If somebody wants to walk into the track and they have Cobras, because Cobras seem to be the fastest in the night, they have Maxxis, they have Burris, they have Vegas, they have all the tires in the world they want to race, let them. And all you guys that argue like I can't race against somebody that rolls in with a trailer that has 40 sets of tires, bull crap. Seen it, and I do it all the time with 1 or 2 sets of tires. We were winning when we first started. We're normally in the top 5 now, or we suck so bad we're in the end. So I know it's, it can be done. I try not to go to the track and have 800 tires where you have to figure out the ones we got. I think my last trailer had 15, it would hold 15 sets, and we had that whole rack filled up. And 2 sets were Burris that we couldn't run nowhere. 2 sets were ELs that we couldn't run nowhere. And a lot of them were just wore out tires that we never popped off the rim. Because it's easier to leave the tire on a rim and leave the rim in the rack than it is to have a bunch of rims just rolling around in the trailer or sitting in a box. It's saved on space. That's the only reason why we kept some of those around. And right now I have 2 sets of Maxes that are good, you know, to keep racing, to get 2 or 3 more races out of it. All of my other Maxes I need to sell off and or throw them away. Some of them are just throwaway tires, just because I'm still trying to learn when should I pull them off if I want to keep fresh rubber to sell them off to, you know, the Saturday night racers or somebody else that just wants to run, you know, run Maxes at the price of, you know, I mean, they are halfway wore out, or you know, not even, I wouldn't even say half, whatever, you know, somebody else's takeoff tires are for sale. And then that those tires are probably still going to be faster than Cobras. I'm not going to, I don't even know how, I've only raced them once. And I thought I was doing good. My fat butt was running around the track. And I don't even know how to race. That was my 3rd time in a go-kart in the last 6 years. But this is my other rant, man. Shoot, this one's already up to 16 minutes and the other one was up to 20. So, like, share, and subscribe. Leave the comments below. What is your rants or whatever your problems or your ideas for tracks, and whatever your ideas is if your track owner is for racers. Come in and leave it. I don't care. You know, if you're telling me I'm stupid, tell me I'm stupid. But tell me why I'm stupid so other people can understand what your point is about he totally did his tires wrong and they're going to suck when he shows up the track because he didn't do this. Because I'll learn from it too. You know, I've tried to listen to Tim as much as I can and remember it, but the problem was Daniel was doing all the tires and I just didn't listen. Daniel would show up, tell me what to do, and I would help him. Now I'm trying to absorb it in my head and do it myself off the stuff they're telling me. And I'm telling you right now, you can see it in my eyes. This prep is killing me in here. This is some strong stuff inside this little trailer. I can't wait to get my other trailer so I can get this stuff spread out, kick the vents open, and stand in here and talk to you guys. Like, share, and subscribe. Comment below. Hit the notification button so you get notifications of me. You can subscribe, but you got to hit the little bell to get notifications that I posted something else. YouTube, that's just the way YouTube is. And please, please, please share it. Love you guys. And if you're around and we race, we'll be at Valdosta this weekend. Running the Mike Davis Memorials this weekend, and that's where we're going to be. We'll see you there.